Today we'll discuss discuss the water scarcity. We will discuss about the cause and effect, and we will evaluate the solution about it. Now, we start to discuss about the cause of the water scarcity. What do you think about it, Philip?
When talk about water scarcity, which means water shortage, I think most of people they don't ever experience them, but we can see the water scarcity is damage in TV, in commercial carbon management, everywhere because actually I think most of country, especially the developing country, they suffer a lot from the water scarcity. Yeah, what about you, Chris?
I think we can solve a lot of situation in our daily life. For example, especially in the middle of China and Africa, a lot of children suffering lack of water. So we need to think about why we have this situation and how to solve it.
I think the water scarcity was more caused by the climate change. Nowadays with the development of some industry, especially the greenhouse gas emission, we face the environmental problems, and especially in some areas there have less rainfall, and it also causes the water scarcity. Furthermore, I think this kind of things happened around us. Like we now live in the city, and we can find that there are some water scarcity problems, and it also have the limited for our showering time and the time the water we used for our gardens. I think this is all because the water scarcity problems. And the other things I want to talk about which cause water scarcity is the water pollution, especially with the enlarge of the city. There are more wastewater, and this water cannot be reused, and just put this water in the ocean and other places. It also kills the water scarcity. What do you think about it?
Yeah, you talk about water pollution. As we all know, if the water was being polluted, which means they are not useful anymore. People cannot use them in their daily life or in the agriculture. So the polluted water, only way to go is just the ocean. The water pollution is one of the most important impact of water scarcity. And I want to mention another effect is that the industry use. After the last century, when people step into the industrial revolution, so the water use is increased a lot. People devised some engines like the steam engine, and they need to generate a large amount of electrics. So most of them need to use water to generate the electric and energy. So also people lead a better life than before, but the water is used a lot, and this water has also changed our climates and changed our social behavior. So the water shortage is quite important than before. So what about you?
You talk about the water pollution. You talk about the industry use water. I want to talk about the water used in the agriculture, because the amount of water in our daily life we use is just a small part. The bigger part is we use in the agriculture, and nowadays population explosion become more and more serious problem, especially in India. And after these people born, they need to eat, they need food, and so we need more soil to plant this food and product this food. So we need a lot of water. According to a lot of research, we know that agriculture is the most part to use the water. So after the population explosion, we need more water to plant the different food. That's my opinion. So this is main reason to lead to the water shortage.
Yes, I think so, but I think sometimes the reason for us to miss the water shortage problems also dependent on the place where we live or where we stay. Like we all know that in the northwest of the China, they all sometimes always miss the water shortage problems. Because of the rainfall and the location of them, but in the southeast of China, they always live in the environment surrounded with rivers and pools. I think this is the things we have to change. Like in China, we always use some equipment or build some rivers to solve the water shortage problems. I think in the future with the development of technology and better equipment, maybe people will have more ways to solve these problems. Now I want to start to talk about the water shortage effects. As we all know that there are millions of people suffer from water shortage problems, especially in some developing countries, because at this place they do not have enough equipment for the fresh water, and the people always cannot enjoy the drinkable water, and every year millions of people died because of the water shortage problems. So I think it's a serious problem. What do you think about it?
Yeah, water shortage can cause a lot of problems. And you mentioned that many people died because of water shortage. As we all know, the creatures in the earth, most of them are built by the water. The water presents almost 19% of their body. So if people cannot get water, they may get disease like diabetes or something like that. They may feel under nutrition, and they cannot walk, they cannot not fight, they cannot survive. So when water shortage happens, the countries may fight in war to get more water sources, and also if they just don't get war, they may need to import water from other countries, and even worse, they may need to dig the ground to get underground water. All these lead to the people, especially the underprivileged people, to suffer a lot. They may suffer disease, they may suffer war, they may suffer underachievement of working situations. All this can make huge impact on the people in the water shortage country. And something else I wish you can talk about.
I think water shortage is really a serious problem, especially some countries have wars because of they all want to the water resources, and especially in some rural areas in my hometown, people need to walk a long time to get fresh water and back. So sometimes they can just have once a week. So water resources is really a precious part for their daily life. So we need to think of some situation to solve this problem. What do you think?
Yes, definitely. And what I want to talk more about it is that at every side, agriculture uses a lot more of the water in our systems, but with the increasing number of the population, we have a high demand of the food. But the water shortage problems will affect our agricultural systems, which will intensify the food shortage problems also. And I think it may cause some starvation in some developing country, and which also can cause the war. I think the water shortage is a worldwide problem. It's not just affect some one countries, because it may cause some disease, cause some war. It will affect the whole world, and will dispatch in some areas they maybe do not have the water shortage problems, but I think this kind of things still can affect their daily life. So I think we should get together to find ways to solve the water shortage problems. By this way, we can create a better future for our humans. So,
Yeah. So what do
Iris,
you think?
can you give us some reason about how to solution how to solve the water shortage problems?
I think the first is technology. Improve our technology. First, in the agriculture, we can have some advanced technology to improve our get more food but use less water.
Yeah. Also saw some news about it, like some modern agriculture system which have a better management of the water, and it use less water to create enough enough
Yeah.
food. Yes, it means that we can use this water to create the same
More food,
products.
And besides, our plant is a water plant, so we have an amount of seawater, and so we need to develop technology and to put this seawater into fresh water that we can use in our daily life. What do you think?
Yeah, you mentioned about seawater.
Yeah.
As you all know, my major is engineering. I already happened to learn something about to filter the ocean water into the fresh water, which means, but actually it's already happened a lot, and some developed countries already use that, but it expenses a lot because machine is really expensive. It contains many layers of filter to filter the salts, the materials, and garbage in the water, and then to boil the water and refresh the water. So that is a filter from the oceans. And I also want to mention that you two of you don't mention is a sewage system, which means uh, water recycle systems. Many of people they just don't have the awareness to save the water in their daily life, so they waste a large amount of water. So I think we should develop more about water recovery system. We can reuse them to in some less cleaner developed areas like the pharmacy. Even this recycled water cannot be drank directly by human. I think it's good for the agriculture part. Yeah, that's my point. And I have to mention you we need to talk about the 6 minutes longer.
So you said the technology now is really expensive, but I think government need to budget more to university and the scientists to improve this technology, because we have a lot of seawater. And another thing I want to mention is that we need to cultivate our next generation to have the idea that we need to save our water in our daily life. For example, when we wash the hand, we need to close the tap, and we need to clean it. We open the tap and use the water we wash the vegetable to clean the toilet like this.
Yes, I think people's awareness about the water shortage problems is the most important things to help us save water. Like if we know we will miss the water shortage problems, we maybe have a more we maybe pay more attention to our daily lives. We may to use this water on our gardens, and when we wash our hands, we maybe turn off the taps immediately after we use it. So I think it's very important things for us and for the technology. What I want to talk about is that I'm studying the engineering and I study the materials. So I hope in the future we can create some new materials which can help us to devise the salt from the ocean. By this way, we can use this kind of water to drink directly. And the other solution, I think most important is to reduce the use of it. Like in the industry, the government should create some laws to regulate the use of the water in industry, especially in China. We know face the uh, water pollution problems, and I think if the government can increase the tax on this kind of the company, it will help. It will be helpful to regulate their activities and reduce the waste of the water, which can not only reduce the use of water, but also reduce the pollution of the water. By this way, it can support more drinkable water for us.
Yes, I think levy tax is really useful solution because we use this solution to solve the traffic problems. So maybe it has the same effect on this water shortage problems. So I think it's a good idea.
So
Yeah, and I just think about some another methods, which is in my college time, I watched this happen in the laboratory, which is some teachers or some professors may use the hydrogen and oxygen use it together to generate water. I think it's really amazing.
New technology.
Yes, it's totally new technology. As the oxygen we can get it anywhere, and the hydrogen is not that too much to travel for us to get. As we all know, water is H2O. So when they burn the
Two elements.
two elements, they can combine together and to generate water. And I think another experiment is to use nuclear to generate water. You may feel confused that actually it is another chemical explosion. It's a little bit dangerous, but I think it still works. Use some material to into the nuclear explosion and to explore the water inside the material, like some rubbish, like daily life waste, to generate some water. That's what I know.
But I think it's a little dangerous. Maybe we cannot drink this kind of the water directly. I hope it in the future.
We can wash the car or.
No, but it still can have some materials which can have the risk for our body. So I hope these problems could be solved. But right now maybe I will not try this kind of the water.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. Okay, now let's finish. We can which two solutions what do you think is more useful for us to solve the water scarcity problems?
I think the most important, the most useful is to change the seawater to fresh water.
Yeah. Because our Earth is surrounded by the sea, by the ocean. So
water
the oceans, the seawater is
most useful. And another, in the currently, even the technique haven't been developed so much. So I think the policy of people to waste water
the policy to reuse the water
is the most useful.
Reduce the use of the water
because there are some barriers in the water reuse technique. So the policy must be the most effective. So I think that's all for today. Thank you for discuss this water shortage.
Thank you for listening.
按一下就好，拿过来干嘛？